Welcome into another leg on our race around the world here at the Pitstop Pals on the Reality Realm Network. My name is Kevin Oliver,
And my name is Bruce Heller.
and we are here to start our between season content. We've just finished a rewatch of season 7. The new season 37 will be set to air on March 5th. We do not have time for another rewatch in the rest of the off season, so we will be bringing you some random Amazing Race content for the next 2 months practically as we gear up for the new season of The Amazing Race.
Yes.
Now, Bruce, do you want to explain what we're doing today since it was your idea?
Yeah, so today I have taken my idea was to take every name from both of our rewatch seasons and randomize them into these tournament matchups to figure out who Kevin's true favorite is without him just guessing or saying. We're gonna actually put it to the test, matchup by matchup.
And it's single player, not team.
Yeah. And I will say there are two people not in this because I was mapping out the tournament, and if I had given every matchup Chat GPT gave me, I would have had an extra matchup without the tournament bracket wouldn't have worked correctly.
Hey, we could have just had a couple buys.
True, but I realized this when I got to the bottom of the list. So Allie and Alex, I'm sorry, when we have a winner, we'll ask Kevin if he likes them Allie or Alex better than them. But this is just kind of how that happened. So sorry to them, but we have a really fun tournament set up here still.
Well, one of them might have a shot, the other one, not much.
No, I know one of them has yeah, one of them definitely does, but I have a whole perfect bracket here, and then there would have been one extra matchup,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to have to restart the whole thing and try to figure that out. So I just figured, sorry, you get left out.
So Bruce is lazy and hates bicyclists and whatever Alex was.
Petty. That's what Alex was.
Okay, let's dive right in.
Okay, so and I sent you a picture of this. This is spanning two full sheets of paper. I vertically. I probably could have done it horizontally. Two whole vertical sheets of paper and a little small one that has the bottom two matchups on it. I sent you that picture, I think.
Yes, you did. I didn't really read any of it, but yes, you sent it. I
Yeah.
saw what the layout
Starting
looked like.
at the top, we have an easy one for you. We have Bethany versus Greg.
You know, why are you calling it easy? I want to know.
Because you love Adam and Bethany. That was if it wasn't your favorite pair of that season, it was one of them.
I would say they were probably my third favorite team that season.
Yeah.
But I love Bethany Hamilton. You are right. I love the movie The Soul Surfer. I love that she was on Masked Singer season 12. Um, she did okay. She's an okay singer. Um, Absolutely so fun to watch on The Amazing Race season 25. Um, Especially when we got to watch her and Adam do the wave riding thing. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, that being said, I'll take a second. Brian and Greg were a fun team to watch. The Meatheads, as I affectionately called them, um, they were they were interesting. That's for sure. But you're right. I am going to move Bethany further in this tournament.
So our next one, I have a guess. I'm not near as confident. Actually, no, I'm not going to say I have a guess. We have Misty versus Lynn, which seems more competitive than the last matchup did in my head.
It's not at all competitive.
But not compared to Bethany Hamilton though,
Yeah.
who I know you love.
So people who listen to Pitstop Pals know that I have a disdain for both of these teams.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're looking at individual players, one of these is the worst of their team, and one of these is far better than their counterpart.
True.
With that being said, Misty moves on. I didn't mind Misty.
Wow. So season 25, 2-0 so far.
I didn't mind Misty. Lynn, I feel like, was the instigator of Alex and Lynn
Mm-hmm.
more so than Alex was. Misty was fun to make fun of because she didn't know how to read the fine details of any challenge she did.
The restaurant
But
challenge.
what's that? Yeah, the restaurant. That's what I was like. She tried so many things before she even realized that she wasn't even doing the challenge correctly. But I don't mind her.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, Misty wins that, and it's not even close.
And this next one won't be close either, but we have our first matchup of two people from the same season. We have Amber versus Ray.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Well, just the last episode that we had, I kind of spoke to my love for Amber Burkich Mariano.
Yep.
She definitely wins. That being said, I think the hate for Ray is a little too strong. Not on my end, but on everybody else's end. I
Yeah.
liked Ray. I liked Ray. Um, you didn't like Ray. I know that.
I did. I'm mediocre on Ray. I don't hate him. I just don't love him
Well,
either.
on a likability rank, you rated Ray and Dina on a 10 out of 11 teams. So,
That was an incredible cast, though.
yeah, but you had Alex and Lynn above them. That says something.
Yeah,
Um,
I regret that.
anyway, Amber Burkich Mariano, my original Survivor crush. Got to bring her on. Let's go.
So next up, we're back to season versus season, as
Okay.
in like one person from each. We have
Sure.
Adam of Adam and Bethany fame
Uh
going up against Joyce,
huh. Ooh.
which is
See,
like
this
the
is
first one so far where you like both people. No, Bethany and Greg, you liked both of them, but
yeah. This is the closest matchup so far
yeah,
by far. But when I sit and I think about it, I don't think it's as close now that I said that, and simply because, um, as I do like both people, there is definitely one person who absolutely won me over in their season. And it happened on a fast forward when Joyce cut her hair off.
yep,
Absolutely incredible, beautiful scene. Um, and it just shows that uh, beauty is more than skin deep.
for sure.
And I thought that that was an incredible scene, and I got to push Joyce forward.
So I agree with everything you said, brother. Our next matchup is Ron versus TJ.
Interesting. Interesting. Wow. See, this might genuinely be the closest matchup yet. I got to really map out how I feel about this from a human perspective. Um, I'm a huge Ron fan. I mean, he's a POW. He served our country, um, and he did a really good job on the season.
Yeah.
On a con side to that thing, him and Kelly's relationship was not fun to watch in the back part of the season.
For sure.
Now, if I look at TJ, he has one defining trait to me, and that is he brought us Mr. Phil,
Yes.
which is for some reason a pivotal part of the Pitstop Pals.
Yes.
specifically. Oh man, this is difficult.
Also, side note, I just realized that our AI intern left Susan off of this, but I don't think that affects anything. She would have lost whoever she was up against.
You're right.
Just noting that I did not intentionally leave her out of this. I got 16 matchups from ChatGPT, and Susan was not featured in any of them.
Oh my gosh, this is terrible. This decision is terrible. I am gonna go with. I gotta go with Ron. I gotta go with
Hmm.
Ron.
Next up,
That was the hardest choice I've had to make so far.
interesting. We have Nisi of Shelly and Nisi fame from season 25, who, if
Yeah,
Kevin definitely remembers, the audience remembers, I did not enjoy watching Shelly and Nisi.
yeah.
Going up against Gretchen, who was adorable to me for a while, but then got annoying to me
Bruce,
in the last
Bruce,
few episodes they were on.
this is like a terrible matchup for you.
I would still pick Gretchen here, for sure.
Well, I'm going to. I'm going to pick Gretchen. I did not get as annoyed by her climbing on top of an elephant as you did. Um,
I would be annoyed by it if I was Meredith. As an audience member, I wasn't necessarily annoyed. I was just
you
confused.
were annoyed. You were annoyed. You
That's
brought
fair.
it up a lot.
Not like
Um,
mad annoyed though, just like annoyed at like why? Why would you think that's what you're supposed to do?
exactly. Um,
Shelly and Nisi actually made me mad because I'm
yeah.
like you're legitimately like harming your chances of winning to prove a point. That's stupid.
So Gretchen was incredible. Like she took a real tumble. Like she looked like she got beat up, but
She
she
broke her
kept going.
face.
Exactly, but she kept going.
Yes.
It was really fun, really inspiring, and they were a really what's the word? I don't know what I was about to say. Anyway, Nisi, I don't even remember which one was which. Who was the problem between them? But Nisi and Shelly, when you're literally not telling the other person, oh wait, there's the pit stop or whatever it was something similar to that. In in screwing up the game for yourself and your team, screw
Yeah.
you, screw you,
I don't.
Gretchen.
From what I remember, both of them were the problem, but I don't remember who was the mom and who was the daughter.
Well, yes, both of them were the problem, but one of them was like actively not helping them move forward.
Yeah.
And that was the mom. I'm just not sure which was the
Oh,
mom.
it was. Next up, we have an all survivor matchup as we have Rob versus Whitney.
Huh. Boston Rob versus Whitney Duncan. And I'm saying it like that, but there isn't really um any argument there on my part. Boston Rob wins.
I thought
Um
that would be close because you really liked Keith and Whitney
I
also.
do like Keith and Whitney. I do like Keith and Whitney. I wish they would have gone farther on The Amazing Race. I wish they would have gone farther on Survivor 23. But I can't deny who Boston Rob is, what he is, I mean, what he is to Survivor, what he is in his 2 seasons to The Amazing Race, what he is uh, to Deal or No Deal Island now, what he is going to be to the Traders here. He's incredible TV no matter what. I'm not as high on him as a lot of people are in Survivor terms. Still love the guy. He gets the win here.
So our hold on, did I map this out wrong?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So real quick.
Bruce doesn't know how to make a bracket, evidently.
Yeah. So Allie versus Alex. I know who you're choosing, so I'm gonna throw her in here in the second round real quick.
Oh, did you miss a slot?
I think I did. I'll send you a picture of it later.
Okay. Yeah, Allie wins that. Um,
So
not that, like I said, Alex is the better of the two, but Allie and Kim were my favorite team in in season
Yeah,
25.
yeah.
So yeah, it's not even close.
So what happened here is like I had a second round matchup of Rob versus of Ron and Gretchen that we'll get to,
Hmm.
and then the winner of that was just supposed to face Rob. I for some reason there wasn't I mapped it out wrong when I was drawing it. So now Rob has an actual second round matchup instead of
Okay, good.
skipping to the third round.
Okay, good.
So Whitney was in our last matchup. Speaking of her, we have her partner
Keith.
Keith going up against Brooke.
Whoo! That's kind of tough, actually.
It is.
Um, yeah, that's tough. On one hand, I'm a Survivor guy first and foremost, so that's a point for Keith. Um, but also Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
She was so funny, and I absolutely loved her and Robbie. By the end of the season, obviously, I didn't start out loving them. We all know I everybody who listened to the 25 recap podcasts took a growth arc trip with me in my disdain for Brooke and Robbie all the way to my absolute love and adoration for them.
Mm-hmm.
Brooke wins this.
I would vote the same way, but I'm kind of surprised you did.
Really?
Yeah, she's awesome.
Why are you surprised that I did?
Just because of how big of a Keith and Whitney guy you were early on. Like, yes, you ended up liking Brooke and Robbie, but it took a little while for you to get there.
It
So
did.
I thought he would have a shot at winning. I knew it'd be hard though.
It's fair.
Next up, we have Amy versus Uchenna.
Amy versus Uchenna. Huh. Winner versus the winner.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. First round matchup coming in hot. Um, I'll be completely honest with you. This is not close at all. Um, I was never huge on the candy scientists anyway. Not that I have anything against them, but they were
Yes, you
never
finally called them candy scientists.
whatever.
I win.
The food scientists. Um,
Well, yeah.
Not that I have anything against them, but they were never my favorite. Um, Uchenna and Joyce finished the season on top of my likability rankings. Like I mentioned with Joyce with the cutting of her hair, the way that Uchenna was there for her, even though they're divorced now, in the moment it was incredible. He wins this matchup in a landslide.
Fair, fair. Which there's he has a really fun matchup for you in the next round, but we'll get there when we get there. We have
Alrighty,
next Debbie versus Michael.
who?
Debbie and Michael.
Debbie versus Michael.
Michael was one of the firefighters.
Yeah, huh? So a couple of early flameouts here. Um, I I'm gonna go. I'm definitely going. You know what? This isn't as easy as I thought it was because both of them had things I didn't like about their game. Um, man. So Debbie and Bianca, they started the season with a win. Ultimate flame out in episode 3, and they were kind of stupid. But oh my gosh, Debbie is the one who chowed down on all that meat. You know what? Give me Debbie.
Hmm.
I would have said I was gonna say Michael. That's what my gut was telling me. But then I remembered how Michael and Scott treated uh, treated the real estate girls in the premiere,
Yeah,
ripping them out of the taxi.
yeah.
And then I remembered that Debbie absolutely ate on that meat challenge. They were just too far behind to for it to ultimately make a difference.
Next up, we have Kim versus Dina.
See, this is really easy for me, but it makes
Hmm.
me sad. But it makes me sad because I do like Dina.
Yeah.
I thought that she was fun. She was definitely a little petty towards Ray sometimes. She made me mad when she was refusing to dig because Ray was kind of being an ass to her. But like I said, Kim and Allie, they were my favorite team in Amazing Race 25, and so here I pick Kim.
Nice. Next up, we have Meredith versus Jim.
I'm gonna start this off by saying R.I.P. once again to everybody's favorite season 25 dentist, Jim. Um, Everybody who listens to us knows I was not a Jim fan. He made me mad.
What?
Um, a lot this in season 25. It is what it is. He played a great game nonetheless. Um, Regardless, this is a tournament to decide who I like the most. Meredith gets an easy win here.
I can't believe Kevin hates dead people.
You can't just say that, Bruce.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Our audience knows that. I, it's the same joke we make almost every episode back and forth at each other. That's not any worse than any of the other ones.
Actually, it kind of is.
Well,
Dead people and old people, while they're sort of the same, they are not.
one just has a little bit more time added, I guess.
So this was the ultimate matchup of Kevin hates old people versus Kevin hates dead people.
Yes.
That's wild.
You said
Meredith,
it that time, not me.
I love Meredith. I'm just saying, I love
Yeah.
Meredith. I do not hate old people, nor do I hate dead people.
Yeah, and I don't hate whoever Kevin accuses me of hating each week. I forget what it is.
Oh, you're sexist. That's what it was.
That's also bad. If I can't just say my things, you can't just say that either.
You called me ageist. I called you sexist. That's what it was. Yeah.
And there's not a word for hating dead people because nobody does that. So we just invented something.
Um, Unalivist.
So next up, these next two matchups are one of them you're going to absolutely hate, which I apologize for because I may or may not have shuffled a couple names around. But yeah, I just want to
You
see what
cheated. You cheated.
I made the tournament. I can flip two names. So
You're a monster.
you're really gonna see that when you see the matchup after this one. But right now you have Tim versus Shelly.
And that's not hard at all. Tim gets the win here.
Yeah,
I already pontificated on my dislike for Shelley and Nisi and why.
yeah,
So we don't need to go. We don't need to rehash that. But Tim and TJ, they were fun. TJ just drew a poor matchup uh, against Ron, but I'll also give Tim the credit here for Mr. Phil since I couldn't give it to TJ. Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
I honestly don't remember which one of them said it, so they both get credit in my mind.
yeah. Well,
Okay, so now you're gonna think I'm really a monster because that last matchup was supposed to be Patrick versus Shelly,
yeah.
which would have been bad for you because again you don't like either of them. But now you have Patrick versus Kelly.
Is this the last matchup?
This is the second to last one.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm missing a couple people. So okay,
Yeah, the real Susan and Bianca and the real estate girls were not in the matchups I was given for some reason.
that's weird. Why didn't you check this beforehand?
Because we have plenty of people,
Okay, so
and neither one of those, and none of those people would have been difference makers.
this is
Awful,
Kelly versus
Patrick.
Patrick/Steven.
Yes,
Um. Oh my gosh.
you have to pick one of them. To
Oh.
be fair, Patrick versus Shelley would have been awful for you anyway, because you still hate both of them.
Yes,
So,
but I would have taken Shelly there without even questioning it.
but now you have to question. See, I made the episode better because now there's thought involved.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. So here's my problem. Kelly is the worst person alive versus Patrick/Steven, who's a brat, and Patrick wins. I'm sorry. I'm not getting past.
Yeah,
You became a POW to get out of the war, get out of the army. I
yeah.
can't get past that. Uh, that's disrespectful to Ron. That's disrespectful to POWs as a general. That's disrespectful to the United States of America, as far as I'm concerned. Uh, get out of here, Kelly.
So since that matchup didn't take very long, am I still a monster for creating that?
Yeah, because you purposely tried to get me to um, have like a
I just
existential
wanted to see
crisis.
who you'd pick between them.
What did you
Oh, no.
think I was going to do? What
I
did you
had
think?
no idea. That's why I did it.
What
I'm
would you have
the game
done? I think I know what you would have done. You would have taken Kelly.
I would have taken Kelly, but it would have been kind of begrudgingly.
That's fair. Okay,
Aside
so
from the comment you reference, again, I just hated watching them as a couple the last three episodes. So,
that's
like, I would have chosen her, but I wouldn't have been happy about it.
my other question would be, who would you have picked, Ron or TJ?
Probably Ron.
Really?
Again, it would have taken some thought for me, like it did with you, though. It wouldn't have been as easy as it would have been if season 7 would have ended with 3 episodes to go.
I really thought you would have chosen TJ because you quote him all the time.
I don't know which one of them I quote.
I think it's TJ.
Even during the season, I kind of got them confused with each other, to be honest.
That's valid. But I think he's the one.
Our last matchup of the first round is Maya versus Brian.
So we did miss another one.
I said Kelly and Patrick was the second to last one.
I know, but I was waiting for a name that you never said.
What name was that?
Robbie.
Huh. Weird. What? Yeah.
Maya versus Brian. Huh.
Which is fine. We still have 32 people in this tournament. That's plenty. But I wonder why it left off so many.
I mean, well, there's way more we're not even thinking about that it left off because we have 32 and there was 44 in the cast between the two seasons.
Oh, well. I told it tournament style matchup, so I guess it was going for the correct number of matchups for the bracket to work, would be my guess. But
we could have ran with some first round buys and stuff like that. We could have made it happen.
I don't know. It's fine.
Okay. So see the problem with Amy and Maya is their whole win felt like a big nothing burger to me.
They're very meh the whole season. There's nothing exciting about them.
Even in the finale, like it didn't give anything for me. It didn't do me anything.
I mean, I was kind of happy because I had this weird gut feeling they would be better.
Yeah, because you're
have a better result than we ever saw from them. But that's the thing. We never saw anything other than mediocre from them other than the end of the finale.
And there was no real, they didn't have big personalities. There was no larger than life character to them. They didn't have a fun story.
No, they're boring.
They really are. They're a really boring winner.
Hashtag team boring.
Yeah, forget food scientist. Hashtag team boring. While on the other end, Brian is a really fun guy, like a mushroom.
Well, what? Like a mushroom? Oh, mushrooms are fungi. Never mind. I thought you were saying mushrooms were fun for a second. I'm like, what? I mean, certain types of mushrooms can be fun, but I think those are illegal.
I think so too, Bruce. Um, but I'm going for the meathead here.
To my FBI agent that follows me, because everyone has their own personal FBI agent, please do not take note of the fact that I just referenced psychedelic mushrooms. That was a joke.
And said they were fun. And said they were fun.
I said can be fun.
And that was the end of the first round, right?
Yeah, and for the YouTube audience that just saw me flail like that, my chair started to lean back, and it leans back farther than I normally do. So I like freaked out. I don't like chairs like this. They like lean super far back.
He got scared.
I did. So, starting from the bottom and moving up this round while we're down here, we have Brian versus Steven/Patrick.
Oh, wow. It couldn't be any easier for me, really. Brian gets to move on. I really didn't expect Brian to make it to the third round of this tournament.
I didn't either.
But it's not really hard when you go up against hashtag team boring and then the brat of all brats.
Mm-hmm.
Who shouldn't have made it out of the first round, might we add.
He would have either. Well,
no, he wouldn't have.
Yeah, okay. Shelly would have beaten him. But you still don't like them either. Like, she shouldn't have made it out of the first round either.
You're right. Still, Patrick can't stand the guy. Get him out of here now.
You had the chance to get him out of here and you didn't.
That's because that's
moving
your fault.
on, we have Meredith versus Tim.
Meredith versus Tim. Once again, this is not very hard for me. Coming up with Mr. Phil only gets you so far in this challenge.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get you any farther. You cannot beat the sweet, lovable old man that is Meredith.
Oh, now you admit they're lovable.
I've been saying that. I said in the last episode all the time.
I know, but the whole season you're like, oh, they're going to go home next. Oh, they're going to go home next. Bottom of my ranking. Second bottom of my ranking.
That does not have any factor on how lovable they are.
They're adorable.
You're right. But that does not mean they're going
right.
to. No, that is definitely not true.
That's what I heard, and that's what I'm running with.
Well, you don't run very fast, so.
Not anymore. Next up, we have Debbie.
Nope. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Oh.
Because what
hassle me some more.
What I'm trying to say is those rankings were based on gameplay and what I was seeing and what I expected to happen, not how likable they were.
Frank Lloyd Wright is very disappointed in you.
He's also very curvy. So.
And our audience has no idea what that reference is.
No idea. No idea.
We have Debbie versus Kim.
Debbie versus Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Kim's taking this one. Once again, one half of my favorite team, Kim Perfetto, is incredible.
Yeah.
And I didn't think Debbie was even going to be sitting here in the second round. But simply because I don't even remember who I had her beating. Oh, Michael, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Debbie's the one. Yeah. She beasted out.
Next up, you have a matchup of heavy hitters.
Okay.
Brooke versus Uchenna.
Oh. See, that one makes me think a little bit more.
Uh-huh.
Brooke versus Uchenna. Okay, Brooke versus Uchenna. Um, yeah, yeah. Whew. What do I want to do here? Bruce, what would you do? I think I know what I'm going to do, but what would you do, Bruce?
This is really hard. Um, Gut instinct without thinking says Brooke, but I could probably make an argument either way.
That's valid. Um, I want to show my post-it note to the screen so everybody knows I was not just doing what I wanted, what Bruce said. I have, where's it at? Am I on the, oh, I'm on the wrong side. I have Brooke's name here was like 84 lines underneath it because I'm going with Brooke here. Love
Wow,
you,
I
Chenna.
was not expecting that. I mean, I
Yes,
kind of was, but I didn't know what to expect.
love you, Chenna. But she was comedy gold, man, and I absolutely um, adore Brooke and Robbie on season 25.
Nice. Next up is Rob versus Allie.
Huh, huh. That's an interesting question. Rob versus Allie. You know what? I think I'm going Boston Rob here. I think I'm going Boston Rob here.
I'm
Hello?
shocked by that, honestly. I thought we were gonna have a Kim versus Allie final too, honestly.
Yeah, I considered it heavily. Allie is right up there. Um, I'm going to give Boston Rob his flowers here, though. I'll give him his flowers here.
Okay, moving on. We
Mostly
have.
because I didn't want a Kim versus Allie final.
I
I,
know. I just thought that's what was gonna happen.
I just did. I didn't want to have to make that decision, so I made that decision ahead of time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So he likes Kim better than Allie. Noted.
Well, she is on social media more, so I can see more content from her.
We have Ron versus Gretchen.
Ron versus Gretchen. Hmm.
Two people that I love but got annoyed with at various points over the season.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go Gretchen here.
And I love Gretchen. To be fair, like, the elephant thing was annoying that episode. My problem with her more is just using the word God as constantly as she does.
Yeah, I know.
Like the
Going with
elephant was annoying, but it was funny annoying at least.
so the difference between Ron and Gretchen here comes down to by the end of their time on the show, who did I like to watch more? And it
Yeah.
was Gretchen because, like you've said many a time, by the end of the season, Ron and Kelly's whole storyline was just, I want this to work. I'm not ready for marriage. I want this to work.
It was
I'm not ready for commitment control. Blah 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 blah.
they dragged it
Um,
out so much.
yes, and that therefore Gretchen wins.
Next up, again, matchup of heavy hitters on people I know you love. Amber versus Joyce.
See, that's not hard for me.
Interesting. I thought it would be.
No, it's easy, Amber.
Oh, okay. See, I knew how much you love her, but like Joyce cutting her hair and like from the season there forward was like your favorite person on that season. It felt like so. I thought this would involve more thought than it did.
Well, in any other circumstance, Joyce probably would have beat about anybody else that she could have matched up against.
That's true.
She drew a horrible second round matchup facing Amber, who
And
is one of my probably top five favorite female survivors of all time.
rounding out our second round, Bethany versus Misty.
Oh, this one's not difficult at all.
Nope.
That's a big chalk up for Bethany. It's not that I don't like Misty, but Bethany's on a whole nother level in my mind. Misty, I like to make fun of. Bethany, I like to root for. I didn't care to root for Misty because I didn't care to root for her husband.
Yeah.
Um, but I love Bethany. I love Bethany. This is it. I hate the matchup that's about to happen,
Uh-huh. And
and
speaking
I
of
don't know what
that
I'm gonna
matchup,
do. And I don't know what I'm gonna do.
do you want me to do that one last this round?
Whatever you want to do, man. You're driving this ship. You tell me what you want me to do.
Okay, so since we're down to the final eight now,
Just list off the final eight so that we're all on the same page.
okay, I'm gonna kind of randomize the order a little bit so I don't give the matchups away.
Okay.
We have Brian, Brooke, Meredith, Kim, Rob, Amber, Bethany, and Gretchen.
How many of those eight did you expect to be sitting in the final eight?
I think Bethany, like four, maybe five with Brooke. I don't know if I expected that or not.
So who did you expect?
I didn't really know. I knew Bethany, Amber, Rob, Kim. I think I expected Allie to be here without like looking at the matchups or what was possible.
Mm-hmm.
So
So you're surprised by Brian, Gretchen, and Meredith,
yes, and kind of Brooke.
and kind of Brooke. Interesting. Okay, boss.
Bethany versus Amber to start off the final eight.
Yeah, I am so torn right now. I don't know what to do.
If you want, you can substitute Kelly and or Patrick into this spot so you don't have to choose.
No, that's not how brackets work. Oh man, Bethany.
It's the Bruce's bracket edge of extinction. They're eliminated, but they can come back if you want.
No, I do not want them coming back. That's even more so.
They come back next season teamed up with each other.
Oh
That's
gosh, that would be terrible. That would be so bad.
They
Okay,
get
man.
nothing done.
Huh?
They get nothing done at all.
Oh, it'd be bad. So I gotta choose here between Bethany and Amber. Oh my. Oh. See. Ugh. Second place or second place? Hi. I gotta grab something real quick. So
Okay.
save or fill some space.
Okay, audience, we know what happens when Kevin leaves. It's show and tell time. So let me look around what I've got. Sure, let's pick this up. This is a space heater that was on the ground. I have a background on, which doesn't bode very well for show and tell. Let me turn that off real quick. Well, no, I didn't have a background on. I'm actually on the Death Star. I have a virtual background of my office back in Illinois. This is a space heater that I brought to the Death Star with me from this office on my virtual background. It's just here. It makes the room warmer. So we got that. Um, this is a water bottle. It's large. It's cold. I drink water from it, and when I empty it, I refill it and put it back in my fridge. So, yeah. This is a pen. It writes things. It's very fun, very helpful. Um, this is a power strip. So this plugs into the wall And one outlet becomes space where you can plug in one, two, three, four, five, six different things. Power strip. Very cool, right? This is my college degree up here. That's in my office back in Illinois. That's on. Hi, you're back. Cool. I was running out of things to show and tell. I
What
turned
is
this virtual background on of my office back in Illinois. So let me turn the virtual background off. I'm really here on the Death Star, as you can see.
yeah.
I showed the audience a space heater, an ink pen, a water bottle, and a power strip.
Man, that is some compelling TV.
Good thing we're not on TV.
Close enough. That's some compelling YouTube content. It's
Mm-hmm.
basically it's basically TV if you watch the video.
True.
Um okay, Bethany or Amber. This is where I am. Um Amber.
Wow. Amber moves on to the final four. And next up, we have Gretchen versus Rob.
Gretchen versus Rob. Man. So here's the frustrating part about this because I would choose either of the last two matchups over
Mm-hmm.
either of these two.
Yeah.
So, man, but just because, yeah, I guess Rob's going to take it here. Matchup style. I mean, Rob is not one of my top four Amazing Race or Survivor contestants, but
No.
I mean, the way the matchups fall, that's what we're looking at.
Yep. And so next up, our third ticket to the final four is a matchup between Brooke and Kim.
See, once again, I would have taken either of these two over either of the last two. But I'm sorry, Brooke. Kim's taking it here. I love Brooke. I would have loved to see her make my final four.
So what I'm hearing is you don't like wrestling.
Well, I'm not a huge wrestling fan, but
Yeah, I'm just joking. And our final ticket to the final four, and I did not expect either of these two to be in the final four, but one of them has to make it, and that is Brian and Meredith.
how wild! How wild!
What the heck is that?
Oh man, what do I do here? Like,
You can always pull Kelly or Patrick off
no,
the Civic Kingpin.
no. So we're looking at either Mr. Lovable and Adorable or Mr. Meathead, and they were both huge, um, fun characters on the same season.
Yeah.
I'm taking Meredith.
Wow. And
Taking
by the
Meredith
way,
to
Meredith and
Final Four.
Gretchen both made the final eight, which is
Yeah,
also kind of an upset and surprising. So, especially because Gretchen went through Ron, and I wasn't expecting that. But see, if season seven had ended 3 episodes earlier, Ron and Kelly would go deeper into this.
oh, 100%. And see, I almost didn't move Ron past the first round,
That's true.
but he got dragged down by Kelly. If we're being completely honest.
Yeah. So we've made it to the final four. We have Meredith, Kim, Rob, and Amber.
Wow.
Interesting that of 4 spots, two of them were a team with each other.
And
And it wasn't his favorite team of the season.
correct. but it might have been my single favorite player of the season.
Yeah, it has to have been based on some of the things you said. But before we get to that matchup, we have
Wait,
Kim
also
versus Meredith.
keep in mind, we started out this tournament with going, wow, Amazing Race 25 is 2-0. Final four, Amazing Race 25 only has one representative.
Yeah, that's wild. We have Kim versus Meredith.
I think we all know where this is going.
Clearly Meredith, right?
Oh, yeah, you know it. No. Kim
Yeah.
easily makes the finals here. Uh, no hate on Meredith. I think that he should be extremely elated that he made the final four.
Meredith had a bit of a Cinderella run here. I don't think anybody expected him to make it this far into the tournament. He beat some good teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Solid player, solid. His first and second and
You know,
third round matchups were awesome. Great Cinderella run for the
you know,
Meredith
kind
team.
of, kind of like Meredith and Gretchen in Amazing Race 7.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a Cinderella.
Gretchen also made the final 8, which is farther than she was expected to go. So good for her. Good for him. Great teams right there. Gretchen and Meredith, two fantastic teams in this tournament. So moving on with our final four, Rob versus Amber.
Once again, not a difficult decision.
Yeah.
Amber carries Rob all the way through. Amber is the winner of this matchup. Not even close, in my opinion. And that's not to say that the better player at this game or Survivor is easily Boston Rob,
Yeah.
but that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about what I like.
But in Survivor, she did beat him on the season they were on together first.
And that is not because of her strategic prowess.
No, but his awful jury management needs to be taken into consideration because he lost for a reason.
He lost for a reason. You're right. It was who did they hate the least?
It's the same reason Russell loses 20 and 19. Jury management is terrible. The difference is Rob learned from it and Russell never did.
Well, that's fair. Russell didn't have a whole lot of time to learn from it like Rob did, though.
Yeah.
Rob's the only 5-time survivor.
But see, the way Russell talks about those now, I still don't think he knows why he lost.
I think that's a valid point. I'm just saying, Russell played 3 times in 4 seasons and then was never seen again on Survivor.
Australian Survivor.
But not on, I'm talking about U.S. Survivor. He was never.
Him and his nephew as a team on Amazing Race.
That sounds terrible. But I do want to see Russell Hantz play House of Villains.
Russell and Brandon on Amazing Race does not sound as bad as Patrick and Kelly.
I don't know.
Get both teams on the same season.
Russell and Brandon would eat them alive.
Yes, but they'd be awful to have to watch. Anyway, our final for our tournament is Amber versus Kim.
Yes, it is. And it's quite the battle in my head. The winner of the Amazing Race Season 7 plus Season 25
is Patrick Steven.
Like Kevin's likability bracket. The winner is Season 25's Kim Perfetto.
Wow. I thought when Amber beat Joyce easily, I thought the Amber team was going to win this tournament. I thought they had such a good team chemistry and were just rolling through. And then they beat Bethany, and I really thought no one was beating them. But here, Kim pulls it off in the final.
Kim pulls it off in the final. One team representing Season 25 in the Final Four, and she was our winner.
Yes. What a fun tournament.
That was a lot. I enjoyed that a lot. Um, we're gonna
Not
have to make
everyone was included, but oh well, it was still a ton of fun.
we're gonna have to make this a staple. Every two rewatches, we'll do a tournament,
Yes.
and maybe we can do different, similar tournaments like that as well, and in there somewhere.
Yes.
Different theme. I mean, there's a lot of things you can play around with, different themes, different whatevers. I mean, we we could do a lot of things with this style of game
Yeah.
for sure. This was really fun, Bruce. Thank you for the idea.
No problem. I'm full of great ideas.
So, do you have any final thoughts on this tournament? Give us the highlights.
Um, we have Meredith making the final four,
Hmm.
which is just wild. We have Brian versus Meredith as a final eight matchup. We have the iconic all-time great game, March Madness tournament game of Bethany versus Amber.
Oh, that was
To the
incredible.
wire, went to
That was
overtime.
that was really down to the wire. That might have been the game of the season.
Yeah. When that took you so long, I thought the winner of that would win our national championship game. But nope, Kim pulls it off.
Hashtag upset alert.
Kim beats Amber, who after the second round was just the heavy favorite that I assumed was going to win the whole thing.
Hmm.
And so, good for her. Allie goes out in the second round. Shocked
But
me.
she had a terrible matchup.
I thought you were going to pick her over Rob. You're not the Rob fan that I am.
I'm not. You're right. And I would have picked Rob over a lot of, but I didn't want to have to. Um, I was afraid of an Allie Kim final, so I was marking. I was standing my ground on one of them.
Yeah. We could also do the reverse version of this tournament sometime where it's who you like the least.
That'd be an interesting. Oh man, that could be really hard.
And then see that's when the Kelly versus Patrick is the championship game.
That could be. You know what? Why don't we do that next week?
Well, I just crumpled the papers up, but okay.
Oh, make new matchups.
Okay.
Have it match it up, and you can make buys and stuff, and put all 44 of the contestants in there.
Yeah. And I'll have more time to do it too. I hadn't like actually papered everything out. You te- usually we record on Mondays. Today is a Friday, and Kevin texted me and said, "Hey, want to record?" So I kind of opened up Chat GPT on my phone for the list of matchups and scribbled out the tournament in like
Yeah.
5 minutes. So yeah, this was fun. Check out other stuff on the network. New generation challengers. They're doing something over there that's cool. I assume.
Oh yeah. This is Friday. The first part of the final would uh aired 2 days ago. So
Nice. Check
yeah.
out Tribal Council Chat. We have an awesome episode of that dropping soon. Check out Roundtable Talk. The first episode of that dropped recently. Our cast assessment.
Yes.
And I already, for those of you that are familiar with this show, with Tribal Council Chat, know I can be a bit ridiculous sometimes. I already have a prop for Roundtable Talk that's going to play into my ridiculousness very well. So,
Yeah, and I'm working on also getting a prop,
and Kevin has seen my prop. So,
and Kevin might get a matching prop.
and with that being said, travel safe.
You messed it up.
Go!
No. With that being said,
Travel safe.
no. The world is waiting for you. Good luck.
The world is waiting for you.
No, no, no.
Okay, I'll do it right this time.
The world is waiting for you. Travel safe or good luck.
Oh, you messed it up now. Travel safe. Go.
Go.